Have you ever looked at someone in their 90s or even past 100 and thought, how do they do it? They still have a sparkle in their eyes, a spring in their step, and a smile that tells you, they're not just surviving, they're living. If you've ever wondered what their secret is, you're not alone. Many of us reach a certain age and start thinking more deeply about how we're spending our time, how we're feeling in our bodies, and what we can do to stay healthy for as long as possible. The truth is, living a long and vibrant life isn't about having perfect genes or taking the newest supplements. It's about the little things, habits, mindset, and lifestyle choices that anyone can begin at any age. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together in this video. We'll be diving into the real longevity secrets of the world's oldest people, those who've lived past 100 with grace, strength, and joy. What do they eat? How do they move? How do they think? You don't have to uproot your life or move to a mountain village in Japan. You just need a few simple shifts that can make all the difference. So, stay with me until the end, because every part of this video builds on the last, and by the end, you'll have a clear, gentle roadmap to living longer and better. Let's start with something surprisingly powerful: purpose. That deep sense of why you get up in the morning. In Okinawa, Japan, a place with one of the highest concentrations of people over 100 years old, they have a word for this. It's called Ikigai. It means reason for being. And it doesn't have to be something grand like saving the world. For many elders there, it's as simple as tending to a garden, teaching their grandchildren a craft, or joining their neighbors for tea each afternoon. Having a purpose gives your life structure, meaning, and direction. Without it, the days can feel empty, even if your schedule is full. But with it, even a quiet life becomes rich and full of joy. You might be retired, but that doesn't mean your purpose has retired with you. Maybe it's sharing your wisdom, mentoring someone younger, or learning something you never had time for before. The world needs what you have to offer. Don't keep it to yourself. Now, alongside purpose, let's talk about something physical: movement. And no, I don't mean hitting the gym or doing squats until you collapse. The world's longest living people don't exercise the way we often think of it. They move naturally, frequently, and joyfully. In Sardinia, Italy, for example, older adults walk up and down hills every day, not because they're working out, but because that's just part of daily life. They tend sheep, garden, and walk to visit friends. Their bodies stay strong not because they push them hard, but because they use them consistently. That means you don't need fancy equipment or a strict routine. Just move your body in ways that feel good. Take a stroll after dinner. Stretch in the morning sun. Dance while you're doing the dishes. Every little movement adds up, and over time, it becomes a quiet kind of strength that supports your body and your spirit. And let's not forget the people around you. One of the most beautiful things we see in longevity hotspots is the strength of community. In places like Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Ikigai, Greece, older adults are deeply connected to their neighbors, their families, and their friends. They're not isolated. They laugh together, eat together, and check in on each other. This kind of social closeness doesn't just feel good, it's good for your health. Studies show that strong social bonds reduce stress, protect against depression, and even lower the risk of chronic disease. So maybe this week, you call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Or invite someone over for tea. Or join a local group or club. You're never too old to make a new friend, and sometimes, one conversation is all it takes to lift your heart. Now that we've talked about purpose, movement, and connection, let's continue exploring what else these amazing centenarians have in common. Another powerful habit we see again and again in the lives of people who live past 100 is the way they eat. Now, I'm not talking about strict diets or counting every calorie. In fact, most of the world's oldest people probably wouldn't even know what a calorie chart looks like. What they do know is how to eat in a way that nourishes, not just the body, but the soul. In Okinawa, Japan, there's a traditional saying, "Hara hachi bu." It means, eat until you're 80% full. They don't stuff themselves. They eat slowly, they listen to their body, and they stop before feeling full. This simple habit protects them from overeating, which reduces inflammation and stress on the body over time. You can start this today. Next time you eat, slow down. Enjoy the flavors. Pay attention to your body. Are you truly hungry, or are you just eating out of habit or emotion? By eating with intention, Not only do you help your digestion and energy levels, but you also start treating your meals as a moment of care rather than just a routine. And let's talk about what they eat. In almost every longevity hotspot, from Ikigai, Greece to Loma Linda, California, plant-based foods play a starring role. Beans, greens, whole grains, sweet potatoes, fruits, nuts, these aren't just healthy, they're the staples of long-lived people. Meat is eaten occasionally, often as a flavor rather than the main course. There's nothing extreme or trendy about it, just natural, whole food cooked with love. So maybe you start by adding a little more color to your plate. Swap white rice for brown. Add a handful of spinach to your soup. Try lentils instead of red meat a few times a week. Little by little, those small changes add up. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about moving gently in the right direction. Now, let's touch on something you might not expect: rest. But not just any kind of rest. The kind of rest that restores your spirit, not just your body. The world's oldest people know when to pause. They know how to enjoy a slow afternoon. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, many elders take short naps during the day, not out of laziness, but as a way to recharge. In Ikigai, people stay up late talking with neighbors, and sleep in if needed. Their schedules flow with the rhythms of nature and their bodies, not the pressures of a clock. You, too, can embrace a slower pace. Rest doesn't mean doing nothing, it means letting your body and mind take a breath. Maybe that's sitting in the sun with a book, lying down for a short nap, or simply taking a few quiet moments after lunch. These little breaks are like tuning an instrument. It keeps your system in harmony. Now, here's something truly beautiful: gratitude. So many of the world's longest living people speak often about how thankful they are. For the little things. For family. For fresh air. For laughter. They don't take life for granted. And that attitude of gratitude, it turns out, is a secret to longevity, too. Studies have found that people who regularly practice gratitude have lower stress levels, better sleep, and even stronger immune systems. And best of all, you can start this habit right now, today. Take a moment, even just 30 seconds, to notice something good. Maybe it's the sound of birds outside your window, the warmth of a cozy blanket, a memory that makes you smile. Gratitude doesn't need to be dramatic, it just needs to be sincere. When you begin to focus on what's right in your life, you give your heart and mind something beautiful to hold on to. And that beauty becomes a kind of strength, one that carries you through life's challenges with more ease. As we continue learning from these incredible centenarians, we begin to see a pattern, one of simplicity, of connection, and of joy in the small moments. There's one more habit that ties all these long-living communities together, something often overlooked but deeply powerful: a sense of purpose. In Okinawa, they call it Ikigai, your reason to get up in the morning. It doesn't have to be anything grand. For some, it's tending a garden. For others, it's caring for grandchildren, walking the dog, or cooking for the neighbors. The point isn't what you do, it's that you have something meaningful to do. That sense of purpose gives people a reason to keep moving, to keep smiling, to stay connected. It's a kind of quiet fuel that keeps the soul alive, even when the body starts to slow down. And the beautiful thing is, you can discover your purpose at any age. You are never too old to matter. You are never too old to make someone's day better, to share a story, to pass down wisdom, to be the reason someone else smiles. Maybe you already know your Ikigai. Or maybe it's been hiding under the surface, waiting to be uncovered. Start small. Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What makes me feel useful, connected, or proud? It could be as simple as making tea for your spouse each morning or teaching your grandchild how to knit. That small spark of meaning can light up your days more than you might expect. Now let's talk about movement, but not exercise in the traditional sense. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. The world's oldest people don't lift weights or do cardio sessions. Instead, they live actively. They garden. They sweep. They walk to see friends. Their lifestyle is naturally filled with motion. They don't sit for long stretches of time. They keep their bodies in gentle, consistent use. You can bring this into your life without stress. Stand up and stretch every hour. Walk a little more each day, even if it's just pacing around your house. Do light chores with mindfulness. Dance to your favorite song while waiting for the kettle to boil. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Keep moving, and your body will thank you in ways you can't even imagine. And perhaps the most joyful part of all this, connection. The world's longest living people are rarely lonely. They're surrounded by family, friends, and community. In Sardinia, Italy, elders are deeply woven into the fabric of daily life. In Ikigai, neighbors look after each other. In Nicoya, older folks live with or near younger generations, and social bonds stay strong. Loneliness, especially as we age, can be just as harmful as smoking or poor diet. But the good news is, you don't need a big family or a crowd of friends to feel connected. A phone call, a smile to your neighbor, a walk with a friend, these small gestures nourish the heart. So, if you've been feeling isolated, take one small step. Reach out. Say hello. Join a group, call someone you haven't spoken to in a while, or write a letter. Connection is a lifeline, and it's never too late to build or rebuild that bridge. As we bring everything together, the message becomes beautifully clear. Longevity isn't just about genetics or luck. It's about how we live, how we eat, move, rest, love, and find purpose. The people who live the longest don't chase youth or perfection. They embrace life. They cherish their days. And they focus on what matters most. So, what about you? What's one habit you feel inspired to try today? Whether it's adding more plants to your meals, taking a midday nap, calling a friend, or simply sitting quietly with gratitude, remember, it all counts. You don't have to change everything. Just start. One moment. One choice. One step at a time. Because the secret to a long, joyful life isn't hidden far away. It's right here, within reach, waiting for you to say yes. Here's to living your best life, at every age, starting now. Thank you for watching. If this inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what topic you'd love to see next. We're here for you.